Hello everybody, it's the Historical Gamer once again, and today we're returning to Master of Command, which, if this is a series you've been enjoying, if this is a game that's looked interesting to you, the game is out! Today is release day for Master of Command, a real-time strategy and war game taking place in the 18th century during the 7 Years' War, the campaigns of Frederick the Great, and this is our Let's Play series playing through Act 2 of the 3-act procedurally generated campaign. Today's video will see us get to the boss battle in this campaign, so we will see if we can win the second act of the campaign. But as I said, the game is out today. This might go live an hour or two before it actually unlocks, so we'll see. But if you guys are interested in it, it's available now or very soon. So I'd love to hear your thoughts in the chat below. I want to, definitely hear from you guys and what you think about this game. I don't get anything if you buy it, so I'm not trying to promote you buying it. But it has been a successful series on the channel so far. A lot of people seem interested in it. It's a rare game that looks at sort of the era of musketry, the smoke, the black powder era. We don't get a lot of those kind of games, and especially real-time games like that. So I've been enjoying my time with it. We're about to fight a battle in the snow. We've got a little bit of a platform here to put our artillery on it. And we're trying to maintain our army in good order before we have to go against the enemy field army, which will happen soon. We'll see if we're able to do that. We'll see if we're able to win Act 2 in today's video. But that's enough of that. Let's go ahead and jump in. This is from a live stream on my Twitch channel. So if you're interested in joining those, link in the description. And without further ado, let's get started. Put our general in this wood line here. Put the supply train back here so they can have fresh supplies for those guns as they pound away at the enemy. We will deploy our infantry down in front of the artillery. They're in the open, but their objective here is to protect the artillery. We've got our light infantry over here. We're really going to just kind of try and build a box around this hill and use the artillery to break the enemy up, and then just mass our infantry in here, cram them in. That maybe is inviting disaster? I don't know. I don't really have a good, the hill up here is a problem, but I don't think I can get to, unless I can rush infantry forward, but I definitely can't get the artillery there in time. Suppose we could try and deploy our troops on this fence line. I think that's getting too cute. Plus, most of the troops are to the right, so if we deploy to the left, they'll come up piecemeal. If the enemy get those guns on that big hill, though, we're in some trouble, but we'll see. Could move the surf recruits up there, see how quickly they can get up there. I just don't like how crammed in we are. I think my favorite from a tactical wargame perspective is probably 19th century combat. Napoleonic and American Civil War. Like later Napoleonic and American Civil War. And I think at like a strategic level, World War I is pretty interesting. World War II as well, but so many of those strategic layer games are a little bit too superficial, I think. Let's see what the enemy comes at me with. So, we'll see. These Jaegers are intending to hit the enemy in the flank if they come at my Grenadiers. They're not just sitting there not being forgotten. Enemy artillery shot first? Really? My guns not reach them? I don't know what kind of... Why are my boys not shooting? Oh, they are shooting. They just didn't do any damage because they're shooting it. My general recommendation, boys, would not be to target light enemy infantry. I guess that's all that's in range right now, but it seems like a waste of your shooting. They skipped some balls into the Prussian artillery, though. They did a little bit of damage. That's nice. Alright, Artie. Focus on... Like, I know it does morale damage to hit the enemy. So in that sense, maybe hitting... Jaegers is worth it, but I really don't think it is. Smear them. Nice. I'd rather you hit the really good troops with Artie. You can see it hasn't hurt their morale so far, but... Alright, those enemy troops are going to get up on the high ground. Before we do. So pull back. They'll probably break the Kievskis. They'll be out there on an island a little bit. I would definitely charge the Jaegers if they got out there and they're too much. The Finnish Jaegers are taking a beating from enemy artillery. That seems to be the focus of all of their guns right now. I don't think the enemy's going to try and hit my flank on the right there, so I may swing my Jaegers around. They just skipped. They didn't do much damage on the later regiments, but those balls just skipped through the path of multiple enemy regiments. Those Grenadiers got awfully close. My cavalry shattered their Jaegers. Now I want you to get out of there before you get wrecked. Your artillery's already going to do that. That's the problem with my boxed-in formation here, is the enemy is just too... Oh, that was cool. That was like a volley along the whole line. Like a ripple fire, almost. Nice. So the Hussars did 300 casualties, and they're working their way out of there. Artillery feels way OP in this to me. 300 casualties inflicted and these guys aren't even enfiladed seems a little extreme. Are those my horsemen? Are they the dead horses from the hussars? Or the living horses with the dead riders, maybe? Oh, those grenadiers are trying to flank us. Don't get yourself too exposed, Jaegers. Yep, don't do that. Fuck. Well, they just wrecked my light infantry. Oh wait, I thought I was selecting cavalry. Hey, the melee train! Everything on the right flank is just meleeing. Okay. Right flank is where all of the action appears to be. A little bit of fighting going on the left. The Kievskis are in a pickle. These carbine boys are doing good work. Head on charge with 2 infantry battalions and a cavalry battalion. Granted, the grenadiers are a little bit tired, and their casualties are heavy. Charge into their flank. Interrupt their charge against my boys. Grenadiers are retreating. Do I dare send my general in? Oh, that's a bad idea. Don't do that. Alright, Winnie the Pooh, come up and refuse the right flank, because it's going to be gone. This is going to be a blood... This fight is not... This is not the battle I said to fight. We're winning, but this is going to be a costly battle. How's my artillery doing? Still good on ammo? Yep, still at 100% thanks to those supply wagons. 370, 890, 616 or whatever. Nice! I just clicked on the regiment with my artillery and they shattered. It's like just the thought of it. Charge into their flank, boys. With cavalry. My general may get himself killed. This may be ill-advised. No, my general's gonna retreat. That's gonna be a huge morale penalty to this army. When he retreats off the map, our morale's gonna plummet. I don't even know which one is their general. There goes the general. Let's see. Let's watch the morale drop. We're at 46 right now. We dropped to 21. Several of our units just flat out shattered. These artillery units are just deciding to retreat because they're cowards. They're just like, oh, well, the general's gone, so we're going to. Woohoo! Winnie the Pooh! Well, fuck. Yeah, my dude should be like, hey, the general retreating means we're going to win a victory, so don't worry about it, boys. We're maybe going to lose. If I had more cavalry left, I'd feel more confident. They've got those artillery batteries back here. What are we setting on? One at full strength? Basically full ammo. Their ammo's probably almost gone. Aim at the one that's not broken yet. There you go. Shattered. And retreating. That's what you like to see. This is not. If we win. Pyrrhic victory? Definition? The dictionary definition of Pyrrhic victory is what this fight may end up being. Come on, their ammo's gotta be just about exhausted. They're skipping balls right over the heads of my artillery. These serfs are holding the line. They don't know any better. Every time after you charge your general, I shouldn't have charged my general. Not every time. They work in pursuit sometimes. Oh, those batteries are getting... They're unhappy. Are you gonna try and charge me? Looks like they're gonna try and charge me. We get to those artillery pieces, we will shatter them. You aren't going to get the volley off in time. I'd rather get a little bit of a charge bonus. Okay, we drove those guys back. Now it's just a question of, can we close with the enemy artillery? And get them to rout. Because if the enemy artillery routes, this battle's over. The thing about turning full volley off is, yes, if your goal is to inflict casualties before they hit your line, you can do that and give them independent fire. Volley fire gives you a much more... It gives you a huge morale hit to the enemy. And while, yes, I know, I guess by not even doing it at all, I get nothing. I don't get the casualties and I don't get the morale, but that's usually why I stick to volley fire, is the actual impact on the enemy morale from volley fire is significant compared to, you know, if you do independent fire. There is like a doctrine or a perk that has some kind of like fire at will type thing. That is similar, like it gives a good morale impact, I think, as well. I don't remember what it's called. All right, victory. That was a costly one. Needless to say, all of our reserves are gone, but also more than that, presumably. Oh, thank you for the resub, audio. All right, so we get a bunch of gold. We lose almost 7,000 men. We do get a bunch of stuff we can sell. We'll get 2,600 men back by doing that. That gives us 3... I lost one of my general officers. He was the commander of the guard brigade. Furmore, you're going to move over and command the guard brigade. You're my most experienced commander. Okay. Does Selburg have an estate? I don't know if they have any more. They have no more recruits, but they do have a noble estate. We can get a new officer. Wow, this guy's expensive, but he's good. This guy's an artillerist. Volley fire replaced by fire by rank. Fire by rank is what I was thinking of. And actually, let's move. Oh. Melee damage, cover efficiency, fire. Feels like they should switch Fun Corf. Oh, we can go ahead and sell some of this stuff. Oh wait, we don't have enough. They don't have enough money in here for me to. Is this really 24, 125? All right, I got to go to another town to get more recruits. I can get ammo here, but it's not the most cost effective. Let's go to Libau. We need more ammo. I don't know if they have any more troops, but we've given up on trying to secure the battlefields, and at the moment it's just about getting as strong as we can before the enemy army mobilizes. Okay. All right. There go, all of our troops. There we go. All right, fully re-equipped. Thank you very much, Sir Kyle. Corf doesn't have a wig. What a rock star. Natural hair. Not even white hair, too. Just natural brown. No gray in that hair. Alright, let's see which of our units need better bayonets. These guys are on worn bayonets. Do we have any units that we should be upgrading? The serfs are still at 2, so they're not quite able to upgrade. Field artillery is better, so we'll do that. Upgrade the provincial cavalry to dragoons, or we could wait to go down the hussars line. Hussars, House of Fine Diamonds. We'll go down the dragoons line. Because the cuirassiers are next. And I'd rather have them upgraded before the battle than after. Okay. I think everybody who can upgrade is upgraded. Also gives a couple hundred more troops in that cavalry unit. You know what we could do while we're waiting? We'll go ahead and drill our boys, maybe give them more experience. Consumes the ammo we've got, but if the final battle is coming up, we might as well get the experience, right? Alright, so we used all the ammo up. Did anybody level up? Anybody? These surf recruits did. The artillery battalion did as well. So now all 3 batteries of ours are field artillery. I think these veteran muskets got up to 6. I don't think there's a... I don't know. I think upgrading your troops makes them, like, notionally more expensive from an upkeep point of view, but you don't pay them wages, so it's more like... I don't know. That's a good question. I don't have the answer to that. I think it's supposed to be a trade-off. I don't know what the actual practical trade-off is. Alright, let's go to... part of my nervous... I'm a little nervous of moving. Because I don't want to run into another enemy field army. I just want to wait for the enemy to come to me. Do I have anything else to sell? No. It doesn't look like the enemy is going to replenish anything. I suppose earthworks could be useful. Problem is I don't have any units that have like the space, do I? Oh, the Jaegers, I guess, but they're gonna die if they get charged no matter what anyway. You know, we could use the gun picks for the Jaegers, because they obviously are gonna need... Rapid fire for them is probably disproportionately beneficial, and then we can give the earthworks to the Jaegers, who I use just more as line infantry. I'd go to another town and try and get more ammo and do more drilling, but again, I'm just nervous about the implications there. $18,100. We're going to be outnumbered, and they're going to have better troops. My hope is just being on the defensive allows us to make up for it. Yep, enemy army mobilizes 20 days early again. I think that bug has been fixed, but we'll find out. We'll see if we can move forward to Act 3. Here they come, boys. Low-tier troops get replaced faster per day. That's good to know. Okay, what does the enemy have coming at us? They have... I wonder if you attack before they mobilize, their experience isn't as good. Their 5th brigade is all artillery. Field artillery, field artillery, field artillery, field artillery. One of those looks like a howitzer. 3 of them are iron guns at least, so it might have a quality advantage, but they've got 4 batteries in that 5th brigade. They have a 5th battery here of horse artillery in their 4th brigade, and a 6th battery in their 1st brigade. So they got a lot of artillery, double what we have. They have 3 cavalry units, all cuirassiers in the 4th brigade. That's like heavy, hard-hitting cavalry. We don't have any cuirassiers, I don't think. We've got Russian dragoons, which are the level right below that. And then another... We do have hussars, which are, I think, but they're light cavalry. Okay. They also have Prussian musket line infantry in the 3rd brigade. All of them are line infantry. One of them is veteran. Veterancy 7, 7, 4, 4, 6. So, Prussian veteran muskets in the 2nd brigade as well. They do have 1 heavy infantry here, Prussian life guards, which I guess would be like grenadiers. And then 3 more veteran units, the Prince von Prussian muskets. We can't retreat because this is an HQ battle. So we'll see how we do. We're outnumbered by 2,000 men, 2,200 men, outgunned. I think this may be what we do. When I tried one other time to fight a battle like this, we tried to use our cavalry to knock out the enemy guns, and we did manage to take out like 2 of their batteries, so it got things closer. I think we definitely need to protect our general. There's a hill here we could use for our artillery. I don't know. This may be a battle I fight twice. We will see. Because I have an idea of what I want to do here, but it may be stupid. I want to deploy my troops in a line here along this defensive terrain. But then we'll also put our artillery up here. The artillery will be a little bit out on an island, but it might have the opportunity to hit the enemy in the flank as they come up. And we'll deploy some infantry on their right to kind of extend their line to try and help them. Jaegers with their earthworks will go linking these lines. We'll need some reserves. It might actually be better to have my troops more consolidated than this, though. And these guys will be a reserve. Put our general over here. Put our dragoons on the right flank. Supply wagon will go with the artillery. Second line of troops here. I will look to attack the enemy artillery with my cavalry if the opportunity presents. I'm real worried about them having 6 batteries. Probably would do it with the hussars. Where's the artillery right now? Thoroughly ensconced in their line. There's no... Yeah, I am making a line off the right side of the hill. So these guys are going over here off the right side so the artillery can't be flanked easily. Put a regiment of infantry behind the hill too. This is just a really dangerous position, I think, because we are very much... We're very much exposed. Fuck it, Jaegers, go try and take out those guns. I didn't see any enemy Jaegers, which is interesting. General's actually going to go over here. The artillery morale needs to be good. I want my guns to focus on the enemy artillery as much as we can. I've got to take them out. Holy shit, the first volley from this field artillery shattered an enemy artillery battery? Hell yeah, brothers. Do good work. 1 battery down. They're firing the brown 6-pounders too. They aren't even anything special. Alright. Jaegers. Where is the enemy? Where are the enemy guns that you're going to go for? Maybe fall back. There's no sense in getting yourself shot up for no good purpose. Most of that enemy artillery is just outside the range of my own guns. Can't believe they routed that enemy artillery battery. Maybe because they were limbered up? Yeah, there's no easy avenue to hit the enemy artillery by the looks of it. God, their artillery's already pounding me. This battery can hit these troops. Rather than enfilading the troops coming across the front. My troops are so slow. It is winter, though. That plays a factor. we hitting these guys? Like, why are you not shooting? How slow is the... Oh, I'm still on half speed, that's why. I don't know how often counter battery fire was applied in this era of warfare, if I'm being totally honest. I do not have a good answer there. Prussian lifeguards coming up on the flank. Can these guns please... Please... Oh, the enemy is... Their morale is wavering on some of these guns. Do we shatter a second battalion of artillery? It looks like we did. There's another one withdrawing. So they got 1, 2, 3 batteries here? No, they got 4. So yeah, we shattered a second. Okay. We shattered 2 and a third is blinking white. Oh god, these guys have entrenchments with them. The observation grenadiers, the Russian muskets on the right flank are gonna... They're in trouble. We're gonna put Venskid sprawlers here to refuse the flank. Because these guys are gonna break. We got another battery down. Alright, now you gotta focus on the infantry that's coming up. Can you fire down this line of lifeguards? Because if you can, good lord. Those poor Jaegers. They're toast. Kind of surprised they... Are the Krassi... Or did... what? Holy crap, my Jaegers held firm against a greatly superior enemy force. Alright, the enemy's trying to melee on this flank. I think we'll hold against this charge. Good job, boys. Now get out of there. Okay, the artillery's in trouble now. They don't have any guard in front of them. In fact, it'd be cool if you could fire by recoil, but this battery's in trouble. I need more I have no reserves. Trying to save the artillery by getting the Kievsky muskets out ahead of them. Why are you guys pointing backwards? I don't remember telling you to do that. Nice, we shattered that. Right flank battalion or whatever regiment. Heavy fighting going on the right. The left flank is also thoroughly engaged. At least I've got a reserve line here. Winnie the Pooh charged those Prussian muskets. 500 casualties inflicted, 200, 500. Man, this right flank is just melee, melee, melee. Hey, General, can you rally any of your boys over here on the right? Because it would be sure great if you could. Oh, Winnie the Pooh's charging out all on his own. My left is broken! Fuck. All my regiments on my left are in trouble. My right is doing a little better. Try to go rally some of your other boys. Winnie the Pooh drove those musket boys back. What's the morale situation? We've got a slight advantage. Okay. Left flank's gone. We're hanging by a thread here. Did that artillery get routed? They did. I think if I had a more compact formation, I would have stood a better chance. I think trying to spread out was the problem here. Oh, we just shattered something over there on the left. Enemy morale is still slightly lower than mine. If those units on the left really did break and we can just shift these troops, or right really did break and we can just shift these troops over. These guys' ammo's low. Get the supply wagon over there. Go give them more ammo. Can we just form a bastion around the Finnish Jaegers? It'd be great if you guys shifted your line automatically and I didn't have to tell you to do that. I don't know if any of these bad guys will rally. It'd be great if I could go attack these enemy field guns and knock them out. 19%. The ammo over here. 100%. No, don't retreat, you jerks. Why are you retreating? What do you mean you had enough? I need that ammo over here. I also need that battery of artillery, guys. I really do. You guys have to hold up for me here. Any chance your morale can get improved by my general coming in here? It is improving. Will it be enough before they retreat off the map? That I don't know. They're in the command radius. The supply train, at least. Yes, alright, that artillery battery is back to full. Although the morale drops on them now that the general's out of their radius. And they're retreating again. But I don't care as much because now they're reloaded. There's these 4 regiments of enemy troops. Jaegers are behind entrenchments. Can you fire a volley against this artillery and shatter them? Well, there's infantry between you and them, so maybe not. You're not actually technically in range yet, I guess. The morale is taking penalties. Didn't shatter him. Damn it. Come on, I need you to not retreat. Your morale is going up. Slightly, slowly. Your general's here. He's pleading with you. Victory is within our grasp. Oh, great. One of these enemy units also has earthworks. Guys, come on. If I pause this, what does this say? So it's like right at the level of where it becomes routing. Be great if you would rally before you leave the damn field. This battery of artillery has inflicted 1,400 casualties. Nice. Right, those guns are gone. Get the general over there and go support the, there goes the Winnie the Pooh regiment. We at least drove back that other enemy artillery battery. They've got entrenchments too. What are we looking at? 30 to 18. At least on the morale front, it makes it look like we should be winning this thing. They've got one battery of artillery that's not wavering back here, but they're out of ammo. Winnie the Pooh's going to retreat right into my general. So maybe they'll rally. The morale's at 14. That might be salvageable. Really, it's just like building our whole defense around this bastion of artillery that still has full ammunition because of the supply wagon. I wonder if the supply wagon doesn't actually run out of ammo, because if it doesn't, that's a buff I would always go for. Alright, they routed. 28 to 14. It's all about these Jaegers. If the flank breaks there, and I think they will, so let's... Well, maybe not. Maybe those enemy broke soon. Early enough. 1,000 extra muskets should help. I need this artillery to break these guys, though, because the Kievskis have already suffered quite a bit of damage. It's all down to this one battery of artillery. Yeah, that artillery officer who just decided, no, we're done. Someone has some explaining to do. In my I Love Lucy voice. Did I just date myself? It was always on, you know, Nick at Night, late at night. Turns to dust. Grice, thank you for the follow. 14 minutes ago. Alright, I think if we break this artillery battery, it's over. And there's one regiment of infantry left we've got to beat too. Winnie the Pooh's commander is dead. Pamflo, I don't know how to pronounce that name. Nick at Night. Is that still a thing? Used to be. 2,000 casualties from this Guard Brigade Russian Field Artillery Battery. Boys, you are doing work. Never let the enemy, never let your boys criticize the work of the artillery. You do fine work, fine work. Can we expand this? cone a bit to get our troops in. Both these units in our command radius. I don't want to get the artillery out of the command radius, but I want to get the infantry in if I can do both. It's like skipping stones, but instead of stones, they're round shot. And instead of stones, they're going right through the... Are they in the radius? Or I can't tell. Go attack these guys. 2,400 casualties. There we go. They're running. Venskid's brigade's up here. I think the artillery might... Well, everything's flashing, so I don't even know... And these guys are out of ammo, too, so... I believe friendly fire either is implemented or will be. I've seen comments in sort of the influencer Discord about it, but I don't know what the rules are. It may just be like certain things, like maybe artillery. Troops don't fire through their own lines, though, so that is one thing that is modeled. So, like, if I've got two battalions lined up in front of each other, the battalion won't fire through itself. Now, if half the battalion's line is uncovered, that half that is uncovered will shoot. So it's kind of a less simple answer. If you fire into melee between the two, it has friendly fire on? Okay, good to know. Yeah, I think that's right. I think it's like a circumstance driven. I think we're going to win this fight, boys. So hopefully we get to go to Act 3. I think I just need to have these guys come up here and volley fire this artillery battalion, and I think it's over. That was close. And we're going to need some time to repair our units. Is there a way to shift the... It'd be cool if I could shift the angle of the view. I don't know if I can. Come on, boys. What are you doing? Are you in range or out of range? I can't even tell. Looks like you're just out of range. You're just sitting here. Right wheel. Line. Present fire. Victory. The world knows no power like that of the Russian army. 1,200 gold for our victory. Lots of stuff captured. 8,000 casualties, so we lost over half our army, but they lost over 10,000. We will do, the veterancy would be super nice. But I will go with the conscripts to help restore our army. Lost an officer there. A lot of units got promoted anyway. Replace at least half of our losses. We got no ammo left, but that should be it for Act 2. And now we get to move to Act 3. Reduce provision consumption, veterancy gain, non-cavalry veterancy gain. Do the officer veterancy gain. Thank you very much for the gifted sub audio. Appreciate it. All right, so we're going to the third act, which is the final in the campaign. We can choose to suppress East Prussia. He can't think of the fellow. That would give us a Russian field artillery unit. That is a very good unit to get as a gift. If we do raid 3 settlements, that should be easy. Dismantle 5 slums. Alternatively, we get a Pandur musketry, which is like light infantry, kind of like Jaegers, if we do the Protect Novograd. Or invade farther Pomerania, which would give us Cossack cavalry. Suppress East Prussia feels like the most, hey, you're going to win the war. Now we're on the offensive. We'll be fighting the Prussians in either case, so that's the one we'll do. Have a good... Oh, you're goofing off. Okay, well, I appreciate you goofing off. Act 3, East Prussia. What's this? That's got to be a bug. I can't read that. The country ahead has been put to the torch. Storehouses are empty. Mills are broken. Wells fouled. And what little remains is dear to buy. Morale will suffer in this barren ground. Proceed with extreme caution. That's great because I have 200 provisions. The enemy has posted their best troops here to force a decisive engagement and end the war. Choose your ground carefully. Press hard with what you find the enemy main. When you find the enemy main body, beat them here, and the war is won. You have carried the army this far. Hold firm, and you will finish. Enemy army interfered with our communications. Yeah, so we need, we need supplies. The terrain definitely looks barren. Some of these towns have been pillaged recently, but at least they haven't been fully put to the torch, so we can finish the job. The enemy field army up here will get 21,000 troops, so we will probably need to raise that 5th brigade. But if the enemy is poor, I am poorer. And this will be Act 3. All right, we went a little bit long in this episode, but we did manage to defeat the enemy. We did manage to get to Act 3 of the campaign, and the game is out. So if that is something that is interesting you, link in the description. But without further ado, I'm going to go ahead and wrap this video up here. Like I said, we've been going over an hour. We will continue this campaign through to the conclusion of Act 3, win or lose. And then we may start a new series as a new country if that's something you guys are interested in. I'm playing a pre-release build. They made some changes, some updates ahead of the release. I wanted to keep playing my version of it, however, because those updates would have sort of required me to start the campaign over. So that's where we're at right now. So if you see bugs or random tweaks, just be advised this is still a pre-release version. I am not playing the version you can buy now. But anyway, guys, that's going to do it for me. I hope you guys had a great weekend. Hope you guys have a good one. Until next time, this is the Historical Gamer saying thank you very much for watching. And until next time, I'm out. Bye-bye.